Hi, I'm Sam. I've been at Ashtons for about 11 months now. I spent 6 months in an admin role and I'm now doing my Solicitor's Apprenticeship and I'm about 5 months into it. So I chose a graduate apprenticeship because I really wanted to get back into the workforce. I really wanted to experience the law as it is. I found university was maybe a bit boring sometimes and it was really something where I wanted to skip the study element, go straight into the work. A typical day for me, I try to get in the office about 8:45, so I'm all set up for the day, go through my emails, plan out my day before trying to start my first task at 9. Certain days we might have meetings with the team where we sort of check in with capacity, see what work we've got on, how much I've got to do, if that's enough, and I'll sort of volunteer to help out with anyone else I need. I have a supervisor, so I tend to work with him quite closely. He's a solicitor about 5 years post-qualified, and his supervising partner also sometimes sends me work my way. I sort of try and do some client contact as much as I can, really. New inquiry calls are sort of a big thing, where people will call up or send inquiries through to us, and we'll sort of return the calls to them, trying to take more details, focusing on the things that you think of on the fly that might be important to their claim. So that's a really important way of getting my client contact up. But other than that, sort of work through general tasks I might have throughout the day. These can be things that are quite independent, so sort of drafting letters to clients, letters to the other side, letters to experts. I'm in clinical negligence at the moment, so a lot of the things are medical, so reviewing medical records, creating chronologies. But you might also have tasks where you're working directly with your supervisor, which are slightly more interesting, trying to communicate to them and them sort of trusting you with things as well. The thing I enjoy most about clinical negligence is probably the clients. The reason I sort of joined law really was to have a real effect on people and actually get to meet these people and help them the best they can. With the CN, it's really one of those areas where people are really appreciative of the work you do because you are doing honest work that is really in their interests. So I do get a great sense of sort of support and gratitude really that I get to work with these sort of people who really appreciate it. The benefit of doing different seats for me is sort of when you go into it, at least the position I was in was I wasn't really sure where I wanted to end up. I knew what I enjoyed about the law and I knew the bits that I wanted to sort of emulate, but I didn't really know what area of law that sort of worked for me. So really getting to go around various departments, experiencing what they have to offer, experiencing what sort of law they practice, and I think for me personally, experiencing the sort of clients that you interact with, that's really important and sort of gives you a foothold in where you want to progress to later down your career. What surprised me most about working at Ashtons Legal has really been the sort of flexibility. I live quite a structured life, but sometimes life gets in the way. And you might have an emergency come up and you might need to go to something. Just yesterday I had something come up really late notice and I asked my boss, I said, is it all right if I go off to this appointment and sort of come back? And then I was on till quite late that night, but I had the time to go out and do that thing. My boss was supportive of that and I found that really helpful. You get responsibility really quickly as an apprentice. It is one of those things where at the start there is a certain level of a learning curve. Certain people might be straight out of uni. I was essentially straight out of uni when I joined. I had a year, but I wasn't doing any practical law in that point. So it is one of those things where there is a certain 2 weeks maybe where you are sort of cared for in a certain way and protected from client contact, just to make sure that when you do go into that, you are ready. The big thing for me was taking on new inquiry calls. Obviously they're not existing clients, but they are prospective clients, and there is a sort of big impact that they might have where they come into the firm and you're the first person they speak to, and that was a big area for me. Sort of things going out to clients unchecked. I'm about 5 months in now and I'm starting to get the responsibility to send things to the clients that are unchecked, send things to the other side that are unchecked. So it does come in, but I think you have to accept that there is going to be a certain level of making sure you're not sending out anything not correct the early days. The hardest part about being a solicitor's apprentice is probably the workload. I think later down in your career, it's not easier, but you're more focused on it. You know that the barriers aren't there as much because you're working on a case, you've got deadlines for that case, and there is a tendency to just keep working on it. Whereas when it comes to an apprenticeship, there is much more of a balance. You don't have your own caseload for the most part, so you need to sort of balance the tasks between different people and prioritise based on that. The studying as well is also a big factor, making sure that you are putting your artificial barriers in there. It's something I need to get better at and not worry so much about work deadlines compared to study deadlines, and just find a direct balance there. The most rewarding part about working law is a bit cliched, but it is working with the clients. For me, that's the thing that motivates me. I really enjoy getting to see making a positive impact on people, especially when people have gone through so much trauma. And that's one of the areas I really enjoy about what department I'm in at the moment. So yeah, having a really positive impact on people and sort of receiving gratitude for doing a good job. The advice I'd give to someone who's applying is really sort of try and think about why you want to get into law. I'm not going to pretend it's an easy profession, and it's definitely not. And you need to sort of have motivations for why you're going to go and do it. Maybe having an idea of what area of law you want to go into as well. I didn't really have that. I got very lucky in that I've fallen into an area which I'm really interested in. I'm really grateful for that. But I think having an idea of what motivates you to go into law, because it is one of those things where if you don't have a proper motivation, it might prevent you from pushing yourself as hard as you would like. I would probably recommend using Ashtons Legal for your training because they are really supportive of younger people. I do feel that there is an appreciation that younger people are the future of the business, and sort of helping them, push them forward, getting them engaged in active cases rather than, I think there may be a sort of stigma around trainees and just getting them to do the photocopying, just getting them to make drinks and things, but that's not something I found at all. That's really something where I found I've been involved in cases, learning on the job, whilst also being treated with respect from my co-workers.